Welcome back to the Dynasty Kings podcast. I'm your host, Jared.
And I'm Austin.
And today we are joined by Slammy. How you doing today, my guy?
What's up, gentlemen?
Hello, sir.
It's a pleasure to be
That's
here.
right.
Fellas.
Two contending
teams.
I guess we're in the championship.
Yeah. Not me.
Congrats. Not this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't don't let it be fooled. We made it. Congrats. Congrats. It's gonna be a crazy game, and friendships will be tested, and lives are at stake.
Lives are at stake.
Oh yeah. So it's gonna be crazy. And along with that, I'm sure some of us are going to be in redraft leagues as well. So that's going to be what we're mainly focusing on this one. And then
no, we're focused on anything. Just
okay.
Whoever's in their playoffs.
I like that.
You know, if it's Dynasty, you still got to start players.
That is true.
So
yeah.
Hopefully we just get them right, and if we get one wrong, then sorry. Actually, I want to talk about someone I got wrong last week. Didn't I say? Hold on.
Damn,
let me double check.
I had somebody bad.
I said to start Tommy DeVito, and he got injured.
Oh, man, yeah. And then he came back and got like 20 yards total.
Yeah, the rest of mine were actually pretty good.
I said sit Jared Goff, and he scored 5 touchdowns, so that's probably worse.
Wow.
That one's way worse.
Yeah, that one's way worse. So, hopefully you didn't listen to me on that one.
Yeah. Kenny sure didn't.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns on my head.
On fucking, what was that? Was that Thursday?
Saturday?
On Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah. But today, we're actually recording this on, Tuesday?
Yeah, this is early for us.
So we get to hit that Thursday night football game, and I'm starting out Saints at Rams. And I want to start with a quick fun fact. Detroit Lions fans are all Saints fans this week because if the Rams lose, the Lions instantly clinch a playoff spot, which is I found interesting.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to bring
which would
that
be
up.
the first time in...
Yeah, I should have wrote that down.
Do they have they probably have the longest playoff streak in football, right?
No.
If who loses?
Yeah, because it's been...
Because Stafford made it a couple times.
Yeah, that's fair, but that was in the 2000...
I feel like the Jets... I think the
Nines.
Jets have the
I
longest...
think the Jets
Lions
have
have made the
13
playoffs
years.
when Stafford was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A couple times.
But that was still probably like 10 plus years ago. Either way, it's definitely up there.
The Jets last time was when Mark Sanchez was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that was...
I think it was 13 years, somebody said. 2008?
For the Jets.
2010? Yeah,
Mark
2008,
Sanchez was around
2010.
2011.
Yeah. So, but that sounds about when the line... Either way, it's been a long time.
It has been a long
Detroit's
time.
begging for that.
Yeah. But talking about Saints at Rams, I'm going kind of easy this one. Kind of one that he's an absolute league winner. I'm going with Kyron Williams. Mm-hmm. We haven't talked about him yet, and this guy is a sleeper, bro.
Monster.
I mean, this guy is an absolute monster. He's the RB4 on the year. Like,
Is he a sleeper at
3
this
or 4
point?
missed games.
he's not a sleeper at this point, but like coming into the
He's been
season,
hooping.
he was nobody, bro.
Facts.
Like it was Cam Akers,
Yeah.
and everyone just thought he was gonna own the backfield, and then he just ended up being a shitter. And Sean McVay said Kyron Williams is the guy. So the past 3 weeks, the Rams have been the 7th highest team in rushing yards, and the Saints have allowed the 7th most rushing yards from their defense. So, and that doesn't even include Week 12 when Kyron Williams had 16 carries for 143 yards. Like, this man averaged, 9 yards a carry, bro.
That is absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
So-
he's snapping all year.
Bro, this man has missed 4 weeks. Remember when Darrell Henderson and, Royce Freeman were the
and
starters?
it's still running back for.
Missed 4 weeks and is the RB4.
Yeah, that's just insane.
This guy's
Yeah.
cracked, bro.
He gets crazy volume.
Insane
with
volume.
Puka and Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that
And I'm
was
so
crazy.
sick too because I was on him in EM, but I never picked him up in DK, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. So.
Bro, right before the trade deadline, Paul was asking people Kyron Williams for a second, and everyone said no.
He didn't ask me?
He asked me and Kyle.
I'm
They both said
sick,
no.
bro.
I
I'm a
would've said that shit in a
sick.
heartbeat.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
oh my
sickening.
goodness. All right. Anyway.
So yeah,
start-
that's my
start that,
start.
man. Yeah.
That is my starter for this week. I don't know if Chris Olave is playing yet since it's only Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he does. I would also just say to bench Derek Carr no matter what. That guy stinks. So, but I mean, you're gonna start Puka. You're gonna start Cooper Kupp. Probably gonna start Max Stafford, right, Zach?
We will see.
I'm looking for a bad week from
We'll
Cup
see.
here.
Keep looking, buddy. That shit's not happening.
Playing
Can I
against
cuss?
him. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's our podcast.
Yeah,
Say
that
whatever you want
shit's
to.
not happening.
Yeah, you could cuss. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is one of the more enticing Thursday night matchups we've had in a minute because both 7-7 teams, right? Both in the NFC?
Something like
This
that.
definitely has some
Yeah.
This definitely has some wild card
Yeah, they're both in
implications.
the playoffs.
The Saints have been
Yes.
hard to watch, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this game's going to be bad. I think it'll be hard fought, and yeah, I think Kyron got to throw him in there. All the regular offensive studs got to throw him in there. And maybe if you're looking to stream a tight end, Jimmy Graham might be somebody you want to consider here if he's available.
That's a little too risky.
You think that's a little too... But I feel like if you...
He's a red zone threat,
right.
bro.
So if you're looking for a touchdown or bust kind of guy...
Mm-hmm.
That's who you know, and I'd rather have somebody who's going to score 2 points or 8 points in the tight end slot rather than, you know, some of these tight ends. Like I bet Dawson Knox if he will either score a touchdown or he'll score like 2-3 points. Yeah. And we were looking, he's available in a couple leagues as well, so that could be another target, but that's for later on. Yeah. That's not my guy, but that is just something that came up.
And then I noticed too that the Rams, Rob Havenstein, their right tackle, is actually going to be back this game too. So that could be huge for them.
Yeah, big difference. God, if they've been running so well without that, that's terrifying. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Any notes you want to add to that one?
I didn't know the tackle's coming back. Sounds like the passing game just went up.
It did just go
right
up.
tackle though, so running
game.
I don't
give a damn. Keep Matt Stafford up. Keep Matt Stafford upright so he can rip the ball. He's actually had a good year.
Stafford has an amazing year.
No, he has.
I think the new evolution of the run game has helped a lot. Mm-hmm. They run the ball a lot different now with Kyron. They do a lot of different zone runs and wide schemes, and that's helped a lot because Kyron is a versatile back, and he's really good out of the backfield too.
Right, and they used to do a lot of outside stuff with Gurley back in the day, right? Yeah. So it's a totally different...
It's a totally different run game, and now having Kupp healthy, Puka's emergence, Kyron, like the Rams might be able to sneak into the playoffs. If they beat the Saints, I like them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, which would be crazy because at the start of the season, if you were saying that, people would be like, that's crazy.
Everyone thought
Stafford
was
literally insane. Yeah,
everyone thought Stafford
was another tragic year.
Bro, Stafford should actually win Comeback Player of the Year, low key.
Because he suffered a pretty significant.
Yeah, injury. I mean, he played like 5 games last year.
Yeah, wasn't his elbow?
Neck.
I thought it was his elbow.
I thought he broke his neck.
It was a spine thing. I'm pretty sure, dude.
Oh my god! Damn.
I'm pretty sure
he was in rough shape, man. So I'm glad to see him out there balling. I've always been a Stafford fan, you know, going in and putting his work in with the Lions, and then,
winning that ring.
Yep.
Let's get him one more. All
right, moving on. We don't have to talk about that old idiot all night. Austin, I think, or is it you or is it Zach? Yep. Zach's got Bengals Steelers AFC matchup of the week.
Both of these teams suck.
2 backup QBs dueling.
Y'all know who I'm rocking with here. It's going to be Joe Mixon for life. Joe Mixtape, as some call him. The sorry-ass Steelers are going to get exposed. Joe Mixon is going to have 2 touchdowns. About 80 yards. T. Higgins is also someone that I kind of want to put here, but I think Joe Mixon, I can't trust the passing offense there right now. Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase is hurt, right?
Yes. It sounds like he's not going to play.
He's going to miss several weeks.
Yeah. And Joey Porter Jr. on T. Higgins, you know, we could definitely see that matchup's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah. I no cap, I could see Joey Porter getting the best of him on some reps. He's really, really good.
Yeah,
but the Steelers suck in general, so they're going to probably lose. And Joe
in Pittsburgh too. In
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh, they will deadass probably lose.
Great.
Yeah. Joe Mixtape is gonna have about 100 total yards and 2 touchdowns.
Okay. I hope not, but I could definitely see that as well. Because he's been getting in the end zone a lot. I think last week he finally didn't, but before then it was like 4 or 5. He scored last week too?
Yeah, thank God he did.
Dang, man. Yeah, so I think it's been like 5 weeks in a row now with a touchdown. That's crazy.
He's been cracked.
That's absolutely crazy. So hopefully that streak ends.
He's had 2.
Yep. So hopefully that streak ends. I'm not very excited for this game, to be honest. Mason Rudolph on live TV primetime is not my dream Saturday. And Jake Browning has impressed me, but also like the only game that I really sat down and watched was against the Colts, and he didn't do a thing that game. He literally just dumped it off to Chase Brown multiple times.
He's looked really good.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm definitely not somebody who I sat down and watched all of his tape, but I paid really good attention to the Colts and the Bengals game, and he didn't do anything in that game, in my opinion. So, I don't know where I'm at with him.
I think he's better than any quarterback on the Steelers,
including
Kenny Pickett.
I would agree with that 100%, 1,000%, in fact.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
My take on it, I think the Bengals win it, even without Jamar Chase. I mean, even if Joey Porter Jr. shadows T. Higgins all game, then Joe Mixon will just eat us up.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, shatters him.
Shatters his leg.
I mean, dude, at the end of this game, I hope the back of my skull is shattered because it's gonna be rough to watch.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph's your favorite player on earth.
God, bro. I mean, Hopefully it's a Christmas miracle with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, so...
Hey,
Yeah, he sucks.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I like Browning, though. I think Browning,
Browning.
is a tad overrated.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say overrated, overhyped right now.
That's where I'm
For
at
sure.
with it. That's where
He's
I'm at with it.
good, but people are jumping to the conclusion
Right.
that Joe Burrow is a system quarterback.
I think that's
Browning
mostly
is
a
so
joke,
Good,
though.
Yeah.
And I think the hype for him is a little too high, but
Right.
I like Jake
But yeah,
Browning.
I
He looks
agree.
good.
I definitely think he's like a 30th or better QB like in the league.
Yeah, he's a
You
good
know, like,
backup.
I'm not gonna try to say he
I don't know
deserves to
about
be.
that.
I don't think he deserves to be a backup. I feel like next year, if his contract's over, a team will give him a chance to start.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
With all the quarterbacks coming in, I don't think so.
But bro, I mean, look at the situation that quarterbacks are in right now, bro. Like I guess he couldn't be on the Browns because they're just tied to Deshaun. But
Yeah.
like the Falcons,
They're going to draft someone.
I mean that's true. But he would be the perfect guy like Gardner Minshew to pair with a young QB.
That I agree with.
Yeah.
That I can agree with.
So, but no, I guess that actually makes more sense, to be fair. But yeah, I definitely, I'm not trying to say this guy is garbage by any means, but I agree with what Zach said. I think it's been a little too much hype, and yeah, that's just
Just
where I'm
a
at with
good
Jake
story.
Browning. He's on my radar. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. You got to root for him, bro. You know, like, the guy just hasn't been believed in for seasons, and he's out here getting wins, and that's all that really matters, so.
He's going to get another one on Saturday, so.
Most likely. So on to a game where hopefully my Buffalo Bills will get a much-needed win on Saturday night. We got the Bills going to Los Angeles for the Chargers. Matt almost said Las Vegas for some reason. But I got an easy start in this one, and it's the Bills defense, baby. Coming off a week where they embarrassed the Cowboys on offense. Without a garbage time touchdown, the Cowboys wouldn't have gone over 100 passing yards. Garbage time drive, wouldn't have gone over 100 passing yards.
Yeah.
I believe it had 91 when the drive started. So,
They exposed Zach.
and this is the Bills
man.
that are missing their starting cornerback, their starting defensive tackle, their starting linebacker, and their starting strong safety. So I'm convinced, and they've had games like this where they are putting their offense in positions to win. I mean, when you go and look through the Bills' schedule, there's multiple games where they lost like 24-21 or 21-20 or some shit like that. Like very, very close, where if you just get over 30 points, I think the Bills would have like one loss, if I remember correctly. And so I think that with Easton Stick and how rough and unprepared he looked for football against the Raiders, I think that the Bills are going to have an even better time. And I think for this particular one, the NRM coach boost is not going to matter. Bills defense is going to roll. I'm looking for at least 2 turnovers.
Okay. I mean, I agree with that. I think the Bills are going to crush them.
Yeah.
Like, the Chargers just got crushed by Aiden O'Connell.
Right.
So,
63 points.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Like,
And a
why
pick
won't
six
Josh
and a
Allen?
scoop and score, right?
Yeah.
And another interception, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And I think another fumble as well. Yep. So I think the Chargers' O-line is rough, and I think that the Bills' D-line is going to take huge advantage of that and just put pressure on Easton Stick. And I'm not out or in on Easton Stick, but I think that he's not ready for the Bills' defense on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree that the Bills defense is going to be a good start for you if you have them. If they're on your waivers, pick them up because Easton Stick is not going to perform. And now that I said that he's not, he's going to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I'm so ready.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards the direction of Buffalo crushing the Chargers this week. I think that's way more likely, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers come in. And I mean, they have to play better than last week. It
Yeah,
cannot be worse.
yeah,
It literally can't be
it's not going to
But
be a repeat.
I think it's a renewed team now. I mean, they got Brandon Staley up out of there. I genuinely believe this, and people have said this on social media and stuff. But what I feel is the Chargers just did that on purpose. They tanked that. Like the players were
63,
obviously they
that
didn't
was
want
a
to get
lot.
beat that bad. But
Yeah.
once they saw the direction of where that was quickly coming, because they got out
gave
of
up.
hand very fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once most of the players came to grips, I think they were like, yeah, this guy's got
We're
it.
done, yeah.
So they gave up on that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they play the Bills a little close, especially in the first half. But Buffalo should definitely
Right.
win
And
that.
my other thing about that, too, is, like, in general, the Chargers have a better roster than most of these other teams that have lost their head coach in the middle of the season, but
It's a
their
very
O-line is
desirable job.
super injured, you know? Like, so that's a legitimate problem. Their secondary is a major issue. So,
Joey
I mean,
Bosa's out the rest of the year.
yeah, so, like, I don't think
So-
that a new coach will magically solve all of those personnel issues.
No,
but I
definitely not.
definitely agree. I don't think they're going to look as bad as they did against the Raiders.
They're going to
but-
look a lot better.
But I think the Bills still have something to prove because they need to win these next 2 games in order to have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs, and I think they all understand that. So, because, yeah, I mean, even if they win out, they're not guaranteed to make it to the playoffs. So,
The Bills are in the playoffs already.
They're 9th seed right now.
They're
No,
not-
I'm saying
oh.
every single game for the Bills
Oh, yeah,
is
exactly.
a playoff game.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's been
That's a
that.
big fact.
That's true.
That's a bit, and you saw they came out and delivered against the Cowboys. That was at home. They're traveling across the country, but I think that this team is ready to go, and hopefully they show us that on Saturday.
Okay, I know that the Bills D is your start of the week, but you got to touch on James Cook.
Oh, James Cook's a monster. Hopefully anybody who got him in redraft early, like my buddy Duffy, I think drafted him in like the 4th or the 5th round or something like that.
That
And
was
it's
a
just,
reach
like,
at the time.
Or
but
it might have been 6th maybe. But yeah, got him late. Got him really late, and he has just been snapping. And he's now 2nd in rushing yards, which we all discovered, which is just shocking.
That's crazy.
And I
Literally
think
crazy.
I'm pretty sure he's going to end the season 2nd, barring any kind of crazy stuff
That's a
going
bold
on.
statement.
that is
but,
a bold statement.
Who do you think's beating him?
I'm pretty sure Kyron Williams is pretty close.
Dude, that's
I think
actually
Mostert's
insane,
still pretty
bro.
close.
But yeah.
I mean, Kyron's been going crazy,
Yeah,
bro. He
that's
gets
a
like
fact.
27 carries a game.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he's
actually
literally
crazy.
getting Todd Gurley numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So-
hey, that's what we got a new offensive coordinator, and this guy is not afraid to say, the pass isn't working. I guess we'll just feed James Cook for the rest of the game.
For the
Which-
first time ever
for
in
the-
Bills history
Dog. Ugh.
since Thurman Thomas.
Bro, it literally made me so happy. They were just like, yeah, I mean, he keeps getting 5 yards. Let's give it to him.
Yeah.
Who would have
James
thought?
Cook has 968. Mostert has 966.
yeah.
Kyron
He's within 2 yards.
yards.
Kyron Williams has 953.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
DeAndre Swift 896,
He's not
which is
passing
very
it.
surprising to me.
Mhm.
Derrick Henry 884.
He's not passing.
Montgomery 855
He's not
at
passing.
7. Pollard 848.
My
That's
guy.
actually really
Travis
surprising.
Etienne. at
People
9,
sleeping on him, bro. He hadn't had that bad this season.
837.
He just doesn't score
I'll give
touchdowns.
you 2 more. Joe Mixon. I'm sorry, Rashad White at 10. 834.
Dang.
Oh.
Joe
I would not
Mixon
have expected that.
at 11 with 815. So
So you
Okay.
got 10 and 11.
Sick. All right. That's
that's
spicy.
the top 11 backs right now.
But yeah, that's
He could do it.
I
Especially
I
against
could
a
definitely
big
see him
game.
doing
He
it.
could
and
do it.
I'm predicting it.
Alright. You betting your car on it?
No.
Okay.
But I'm definitely predicting it. I
You'll
think it's
bet a
happening.
random Christmas gift under the tree? Like, I'll bet this one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I put a fiver on that.
Alright.
See what the odds are.
We'll move on to the actual game of the week. Commanders at Jets. Yes. What a fire game. Can't wait for Christmas Eve. No, but I actually have a sit of the week in this one, and that's actually Sam Howell, which I know is crazy. He's like a top 10 quarterback this year. I think he's number 7 right now for most leagues. But this guy was benched in the 4th quarter last week. He was looking like shit. Like, the past 2 games, he hasn't thrown for over 130 yards the past 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
After, throwing like 50 times a game earlier
Yeah.
this season. And then in these past 2 games, he's thrown 1 touchdown over that span and an interception in both games. So, like, he's looked terrible. And then Jacoby Brissett came in and instantly looked way better.
Yep.
Throwing a touchdown to Terry McLaurin.
Dime on that throw.
Looked
Bro.
amazing, bro.
Dime. So, and Jacoby Brissett has always been good.
Yep.
Like, that's why they signed him. In case Sam Howell started shitting the bed, they're going to put in Jacoby Brissett and give him work. So,
Yeah, but Sam Howell is not to blame, I don't think, for the Commanders' struggles this year. He
I don't
gets
think
some
so
of the
either.
blame, but that roster is awful right
that
now.
roster is not good. And
He's been sacked like an outrageous amount of
I
times.
think he still leads the league, and
Yeah.
it's not close.
Some of that he creates by doing dumb shit, but the majority of that is
The O-line's not
the
helping.
line is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, the O-line is just absolutely atrocious. And then since Brian Robinson, that's another big thing, is Brian Robinson has been out. And so that has really affected their entire
Yeah.
offense because
B-Rob's doing a good dump off target.
easy dump off target. And nobody even expected that. Nobody thought this guy had any like pass catching ability. Everyone thought it was going to be Antonio Gibson. And then before that, it was J.D. McKissick. So now it's like Brian Robinson. And if he plays this week, then, maybe Sam Howell will actually start looking better. But either way, it's against the Jets. The Jets are the number 2 ranked defense against quarterbacks, and Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. I mean, they're going to lock down Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson, which they haven't been successful with them anyway, but I still think that there's a real chance that Sam Howell gets benched in this game, especially since it's at MetLife too. So
And I think the Commanders are tanking at this point in the season.
yeah, I'm pretty
They don't
sure
have
they're
anything to play
mathematically
for.
like out of the
The
playoffs.
Jets are out of the playoffs too, I'm pretty sure, but at
Yeah.
least the Jets
Are they
trying-
actually?
Yeah, the Jets were
Mathematically?
eliminated, yeah.
But at least the Jets are like an upward trending team.
Yeah.
So they don't want to go out sad. Like, they don't need to tank for a quarterback. They have Aaron Rodgers next year, so they'll probably be trying to win this game.
Yeah.
And the Commanders won't be. So
I mean, I think Ron Rivera is still going to try and win because he already knows that his job is probably fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So-
he might
it
never
don't
coach
matter.
again.
But that's what I'm saying,
He's
though,
cooked.
is it's the same thing as who was the Texans coach last year?
Lovie Smith.
Where he was just like, well, fuck you guys. Like, I'm going to get you guys a worst draft
balling
pick
out,
and just win this game.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why I think Ron
that's a good
Rivera
point.
might still be kind of like in to try and win games. Just to also just boost his career.
For somewhere else.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I think even with that, he has a better chance of winning if Jacoby Brissett is in. I think Jacoby Brissett is actually just a better quarterback than Sam Howell.
Damn.
Period. I said it. I think he is, bro.
That's a dumb stat.
Passing wise.
That's
Now,
wild, bro.
mobility wise, I think Sam Howell's a better athlete.
Well, yeah.
But I think from a pure passing point, I think that Jacoby Brissett is better.
Damn, that's
a bold
I
take.
definitely don't agree with that.
That's my
but
take.
We'll see how that shakes out. So, are you sitting Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson in this matchup? Even though I know Jalen Waddle is maybe at a higher level than those guys, but
Definitely
he just ate the Jets up.
He's 100% a better. Like, he's way better than those guys, and then Tua is also way better than Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett. But I'm definitely saying Jahan Dotson no matter what, and even if he goes off, I don't care. Like, he's been shit all year. Like, you cannot trust Jahan Dotson at all. Terry McLaurin, it's tough because he had such a good week last week, but I'm probably still benching him if I have a better option. But, I mean, if you give me an example, I'll tell you. Like, who are you saying? Terry McLaurin over who? Like over George Pickens? Devontae Smith? Who do the Eagles play?
Eagles play the Giants.
I would much rather start Devontae Smith. But George Pickens, I'd probably lean Terry McLaurin.
What about
Tyler Lockett?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tyler Lockett against the Titans, I'd probably go Terry.
T. Higgins.
I'd probably go T. Higgins over Terry.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
That's a spicy one too.
I would start Calvin Ridley
Mike
on the
Evans.
Bucks. I would start Mike Evans.
Nope, I can agree with that.
I think that's a pretty good range.
Yeah.
I'd put Terry in there. I'd start him. I don't know about Chris Olave. That would be a really spicy one. If you have Chris Olave and you have Terry McLaurin.
That's a really tough
I love
choice.
Terry McLaurin. I've always liked his game, but he just scares me so much in fantasy. Like I've had him in a few leagues a few times, and like in my EM league, he never sees my team.
He goes quiet sometimes.
I just can't trust him, bro.
Yeah.
He's so much better at real football than fantasy football.
Oh my God, so much better.
Yeah, he doesn't catch a lot of touchdowns is another big thing.
But anyway, fuck this game. Fuck both the court. And Zach Wilson also was injured last week.
Yeah, so
and probably not going to play.
Shout out to Zach Wilson.
God. Negative fantasy points. Yeah, so I think that this game is just going to get sloppy. I don't even expect a high-scoring game. Tim Boyle's going to suck. So
I think Tim Boyle's off the team, actually.
That's right. Tim Boyle is off the team.
Brett Rippin out unless they decide to go with Trevor Siemian for whatever reason.
Yeah, so good luck if you're watching this game.
If you're spending your Christmas Eve watching that game for 3.5 hours,
like there's 5 others that are on. Pick one of those.
You hate yourself.
There's more. There's way more.
No,
5 others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right.
So
that sucks.
Lions at Vikings. Zach, who you got?
So for that game, we're going to a little chalk here. Start of the week, and there's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
The Sun God has been one of the most productive and trustworthy players all season long in all of fantasy. I think he's had one game under double digits.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's actually nuts.
One game. And every other game, I think it's 11 plus, and most of the time it's like 15, 18, 20, 30 points. Another guy I want to go is Jahmyr Gibbs, but he just doesn't get the volume that Amon-Ra gets. Amon-Ra gets like 11, 12 targets every single game. Yeah. And the Viking secondary sucks. I'm not going to lie. It sucks. They've given up big games to DJ Moore, Chris Olave, Quentin Sutton, all recently. So I think they're about to get cooked.
Yeah, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, I'd say, especially in fantasy. So, I mean, you got to start him every single week.
Yep.
And what about Sam Laporta?
I think so. Here's the thing with Sam Laporta. If Jared Goff plays like he did last week, everybody's eating. Everybody's going to be able to put up 15 to 20 points, and that's going to be like 4 different players. Montgomery can get it. Gibbs can get it. Amon-Ra can get it. J-Mo can get a 55, 60-yard touchdown. Seriously, it can all happen.
Josh Reynolds.
Yeah. Laporta can have 2-3 touchdowns. Like when Goff plays like that.
2 minimum this week.
He they're scary. That's a scary offense. So
Yeah.
Laporta's crazy. He's the tight end 1, bro.
He is.
He's the tight end.
Is he actually like in
Yes,
fantasy?
DK.
Wow, that's
He's-
actually wild,
That's absurd.
bro.
That's some serious
That's
sauce. with
my
that draft
guy.
pick. Yeah, that's some serious,
Laporta.
serious sauce with that pick. So
Yeah.
He's insane,
They have
bro.
a fun offense.
Yeah, so
I
that
think
makes
that'll be a
sense.
fun game.
I think so, too.
That actually will be a really fun game because both
Yeah.
teams are fighting for playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Jefferson's playing, right?
yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I like both the Vikings wide receivers in this matchup. Lions defense has been sus, to put it nicely, and so yeah, I think that
But
JJ.
with Nick Mullins,
I mean, bro, Jordan has him crazy last week.
well,
Nick Mullins
that's
is not
true.
good.
Nick Mullins is
Nick
not
Mullins
good.
is
No,
not
no.
bad either. He's
Right.
not. I mean, he's not horrible.
He's
Not
perfectly
good.
serviceable, bro. He's gonna give you
Dude.
300 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So as long as the rest of your team works with that,
He does a
you're
lot
good
of
to go.
stupid
He's-
stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's true, but
he
he's
has the
in-
worst interception I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
When he was on the Niners.
Yeah. But I think it's actually going to be a huge tight end game. I think Hawk is going to have a
Yeah.
revenge game, and I think Laporta is going to absolutely cook the
Yeah.
Vikings. So that's my
That would be
prediction.
my start of the week for the Vikings. Is definitely
Hawk?
TJ Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Revenge game, and Nick Mullins always feeds tight
Yeah.
ends.
Yep.
so.
I think the Lions are gonna win this one. Though. I think Jared Goff.
All right,
is
Vikings are
gonna
fighting
win.
for their season, so if they're gonna win one, they gotta win this one. But,
Yeah.
we'll see because I definitely think the Lions are overall the
Lions
better
are
team.
better.
Yeah, I think
I
they're
think the
definitely
Lions
overall
are
the
better, but
team.
I think the Vikings low key like.
And the Vikings defense is legit at this point. It's not some
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of scheme thing. Like I don't think they allowed a touchdown until they played the Bengals for 9 quarters, if I remember correctly.
I do remember
Some
seeing
shit
this
like
stat.
that. So,
Yeah.
like-
Vikings defense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like
Because they
that's
played
insane.
the Raiders, remember, where
Yeah.
the score was 3-0?
Yeah, 3-0, and then they
Yeah.
had another one too. So I know that's the Raiders kind of failing a little bit, but your defense has to be somewhat good to hold a team to 0. Like
Absolutely,
that.
yeah.
That's
you
intense,
You
bro.
don't hold NFL
Yeah.
teams to 0.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
hard. like,
Ever.
Yep. So, but yeah, I think this is one of the best ones in the Sunday afternoon slate. So I'm definitely excited to watch it. You have any other comments fantasy wise on it?
actually saw a stat earlier today where Jared Goff is like twice as good inside of domes
Yes. Yep.
compared to outside. So that'll be interesting
Yeah,
to
he's always
keep an
been
eye
that
on.
way. He's
Yeah.
played in domes literally his entire career.
It's actually crazy, yeah. In LA,
He's
And in
Well,
North Dakota State too, because they play in a dome there. I'm pretty sure.
that's a crazy pull.
That's a
crazy
crazy.
pull.
Yeah, that's
He
where he
went
went,
to
right?
Cal.
No, he went to
Yeah,
Cal.
he went to
Excuse me.
Cal.
I'm thinking of Carson
Since
Wentz.
he's been in
Yeah,
NFL.
Carson
He's
Wentz.
been,
Yeah, dead wrong. Yeah,
he's
gross.
been in a dome the
Yeah.
whole time. He's been
Yep,
in the NFL.
Rams and Lions.
Yep.
That's
That's
insane.
crazy.
All right, on to the Browns and the Texans. This one's pretty easy, and if you're in a redraft league and he's available, you better pick this man up. David Njoku,
I
baby.
knew you were gonna say
David
it.
Njoku, baby.
I knew you were gonna say it.
20 points in
Tight
back-to-back
end,
weeks.
Tight
20 points in
end
back-to-back
you.
weeks, bro. Like, he's legit, and we've always seen the talent. Like, he's been capable of doing this, and for whatever reason, he's super wishy-washy. It's been years of this where he'll, come off an amazing game and then be, back down to, inconsistent, dropping touchdowns, all this kind of stuff. Joey Flacco. Joey Flack time. He
Some
is...
call him the GOAT.
He is putting
Some
it
do.
in his chest, bro, and Njoku is, and I don't know if it's the spin or the speed or what, but Njoku just I probably should have looked up if he's dropped balls. I'm sure he has dropped the ball or something, or hasn't made a contested catch. But it feels like whenever I'm
Njoku's
watching a Browns game,
definitely taking it up this level.
yeah, and
Yeah.
these last 2 weeks in particular, because it seems like every time he throws it his way, he's getting it. I mean, that touchdown he caught yesterday or on Sunday, where the defender was up like this and he caught it over him,
Dude, he's
Bro, it's a
looked
joke.
crazy.
And like I said, we've always known that he's capable of doing this, and he's just been with ass quarterbacks. And I think that Joe Flacco just I don't know, if it's the spin or the speed, like I said, but they have some kind of chemistry, and I'm predicting at least 8 receptions for him this week.
8
I believe he's passed that both weeks.
8 catches.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Let me
That is
see.
a high margin.
That
Let me
is
see.
a very high
Yeah.
margin.
Put the car on it. Okay. I'm sure his spread is 3.5, so definitely put the car on that.
I think yeah. I think this is actually a sneaky, really good matchup too. I mean, both these teams, I think, are in the playoffs right now. The Browns and the Texans.
yes.
Yeah, they are.
No, the Texans are out.
They're just out.
Yeah, I believe they're 8.
I think they're both 8-6 though.
Yeah, they both have the same record.
Thanks.
No, the Texans are.
Okay, give me a
Yeah,
second.
look it up.
It's
The Texans are set 8. Oh yeah, 8-6 and 9
the
and 5.
Browns are 9 and 5.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm pretty sure the Browns. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Njoku had 6 receptions on 8 targets against Jacksonville and 10 receptions on 14 targets last week. Tight end,
absurd
tight end
numbers.
2 behind Sam Laporta both weeks.
And you got both.
Mm-hmm. We're starting 12 personnel in the championship, baby.
Are you actually? Well, I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean?
Your lineup's not completely set.
Bro, I ain't touching it from here.
That's a little risky to say.
I mean, okay, yeah. Barring somebody
Breaking
that will...
news.
Yeah.
David Njoku sprains his ankle coming out there.
I said I'd keep it.
Breaking news, David Njoku injures
Y'all saw
himself in a house fire.
No.
He would still play.
Again, yeah.
Okay.
He would still play.
He would, bro. Yeah,
well, just spin
David
off of
Njoku
that.
could literally burn his face and he'll still win me a championship. I don't go, fuck.
Bro, it's crazy he didn't
That's
even
my
miss
guy.
a week.
He didn't miss a guy, bro.
He's played every
a
single
man.
game.
He is the man.
To spin off of that, yeah, man, I'm super excited for David Njoku. I've obviously always been a fan of his game ever since he was at Miami.
Yep.
When he was at Miami, he ran track and he did the hurdles, bro. So he
That's
has always been
actually insane because he's huge too, bro.
Yeah, so it's good to see him finally put that together at the NFL. His problem is he's always had problems with staying healthy, drops, quarterbacks,
Big
a bunch
drops.
of stuff. But it's nice to see them put it all together, and that happens a lot with tight ends. Like tight ends normally take time to develop more than any other position in the league. So shout out to him, especially too after going through what he went through with his face and all that, bro.
Exactly.
That
And then
was
just
insane.
played. And then
Dude,
just played.
he could have died.
Yeah.
Like, his house blew up.
And
Yes.
the
He could've
pictures,
died.
like when you heard it, you were like, "Oh, okay." You know, he must have got like a little flame. His shit was
face
just.
was burnt off.
Yeah.
He's a G,
Insane.
bro. He is gonna assist me in hoisting my hopeful DK championship.
Cap.
Tight end you, right? Tight end you.
All right, but yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. It should be a pretty exciting game in general, and I believe C.J. Stroud's going to be back, so it's interesting to see what he will look like without
He's had
his
such a good year,
his
man.
best
He's
two wide
so
receivers. Oh yeah, C.J. Stroud's
so
legit.
Offensive rookie of the
I'm
year.
very curious to see what he looks like without Collins and Tank Dell.
Second for offensive rookie of the year. Puka's number
Puka.
one.
Number one, sicko.
He's up there.
Yeah, no, Stroud's gonna win.
Literally, if any of the last 5 years, Puka probably would have won it though.
He would have won over Garrett Wilson for sure. Who was it before that?
2021?
Joe Burrow, probably.
No.
Wasn't that-
Nah, Joe
he
Burrow
got
went
injured.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Yeah, he got
Injury
injured.
prone.
You said it.
But yeah, anyway, we'll figure that one out.
Um,
Packers and Panthers is you, Jared.
Yep, unfortunately, I got another banger game. God, I can't wait to talk about this one.
Woo.
But I actually do have a pretty... I'm pretty excited for my start of the week. I got a guy that I don't think we've talked about yet this season because he's just had an absolutely abysmal season. And we're going with Aaron Jones, a guy that is a baller and has just not been performing this week. And then even last week, I saw that he fell off that cliff. He looked okay last week.
He had some explosion in those runs for sure.
I mean, he had 17 touches last week, which, I mean, compared to the rest of the season,
It means
isn't
he's healthy.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it is shit. I mean, he didn't have shit earlier before that. But yeah, that means he's healthy. He's had a knee injury, I mean, all season that he's been dealing with. But the Packers have been a running back by committee, which is a little scary. But A.J. Dillon broke his thumb. I don't think he's going to play this week.
He's down.
He'll be out
so
2 or 3
bad
weeks
for that.
probably.
He
Yeah.
can't play no video games.
No streaming for A.J. Dillon. He's pissed about it. No.
Piss.
He's playing with his toes.
That-
And then Patrick Taylor, who is their other running back, he saw 43% of snaps last week, which is
Interesting.
pretty crazy. But he only
He's
had
not bad.
He had 3 touches, and that was 43% of snaps, and only had 2 combined yards.
So he's probably on there for pass blocking more so than anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems. Okay.
So and then
Not really a threat to the production.
and
then.
that's a big reason too. Is last game when they played the Bucks, they were in a competitive ass game, so that's why they were always passing. It seemed like, and they also wanted to ease Aaron Jones back into the offense. So now that I think that Aaron Jones is back into the offense, I think he's going to go absolutely crazy against the Panthers this week. Like I'm talking like if you somehow have him like in your matchup, in your championship matchup, because there's no way you do, because he's been absolutely shit all year, unless he's just been chilling on your bench, then you should be starting him over like these other top tier guys. Like I would deadass start him over Jahmyr Gibbs this week. That's how confident I am in Aaron Jones.
You're
Yes.
smoking.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
That's
telling you, this is the
crazy.
Aaron Jones week, bro. Like,
what about Bijan?
I'm telling you, who do they play? The Colts?
Yeah.
I'm starting Aaron Jones over him. Yes, bro.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Aaron Jones is going to
That is
snap this
intense,
week.
bro.
Remember this. Aaron
All right.
Jones is going to snap this week.
I definitely will.
The Panthers give up the 3rd most points to running backs, bro. They're always down in games, bro. Teams just run the ball on them, and they can't fucking stop it. So
Yeah, the Panthers' defense is trash.
that's what I'm... Bro, their
It's
whole
really rough.
team is trash. Their whole team, their whole coaching staff, their whole organization, their whole city is trash, bro.
They should get
Their whole
rid of him.
state. Bro,
God.
they can't even decide on which state they are, bro. They're the Carolina Panthers. Pick one, bro. Pick one. So it's just, bro, they're shit. And Bryce Young has been a disappointment, bro. He's disappointed me. So
let's go to another game.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing I can say about that, bro.
That's my start of the week, bro. Out of all my starts, I'm most confident in Aaron Jones for real.
I think it's me for Seahawks.
Yeah,
Titans,
Seahawks.
All right, so my Seahawks Titans start of the week is some spice. I'm gonna go with JSN. I think that
he has been shouted out on the
think
podcast before.
That touchdown last week earned him a lot of trust. Now it's gonna depend who's the quarterback, Gino or Drew Lock.
It's sounding like it's Gino, barring any kind of injuries.
Drew Lock, he's gonna throw to JSN a lot. But even if it's Gino, I think JSN's been playing well.
Yeah,
he's his third option. They don't really throw it to him as much. I think they gotta run the ball. They gotta get DK, Tyler Lockett involved. So. But I think that touchdown was a huge shot of confidence for him and the coaching staff.
Game winner.
In him.
Yep.
Game winner against a huge. I mean, they were huge dogs.
Yeah.
In prime time too.
Yep. Him and Gino had some chemistry too before Gino got injured too.
JSN has looked. He's looked fine all year. He hasn't been a huge fantasy asset, but
coming off that wrist
knew
injury.
that. Yeah. Everybody knew that when he got drafted there.
Yeah.
When he got drafted, it was pretty common knowledge that he's behind some dogs, but he's a super talented prospect. He's still an A+ prospect to me.
He was the most talented prospect in this draft.
Exactly.
He just hasn't really been performing like it because, like you said, he's just buried on the depth chart.
Wide receiver 3.
But that will eventually change.
Exactly.
And this week I think they're gonna go back to him. I wanted to pick Hopkins. I think this game is gonna be a sneaky one because the Seahawks are playing for their playoff hopes, and I think the Titans right now. The Titans are just looking to see what they got. They're looking to see what they got in Will Levis. They're looking to see how much Hopkins and Henry have left in the tank. So I think Hopkins is gonna get a lot of the looks too. He had targets last week. They were just bad balls. And good cover, whatever. But JSN, I think, is going to have at least like 15, 20 points this week.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
I could see it, especially if he gets a touchdown. I think 15 is super attainable.
I think he's going to get like 7, 8, 9 targets. I think he's going to get a lot of rack yards. And the touchdown, it's over with.
I hope so.
The thing is, the only counter I have is that I don't think Will Levis is going to play this game, bro.
Oh, really?
He got injured.
But didn't he keep playing after that injury?
I don't remember exactly his injury.
I'm pretty sure he played in overtime, though, didn't he?
He definitely played through.
But I saw a report today saying that they don't think that he's going to play this week.
Tannehill time.
No, Malik Willis time.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Grody.
He's dealing with a high ankle sprain. Timeline unclear.
He's going to play.
Yeah, he'll probably play.
He's going to play. And Hopkins is going to have 25 points.
I don't know, bro. There's not a whole lot of incentive to rush him back, though, because
that's facts.
He's a rookie.
That's facts.
Why rush him back when they're already eliminated from playoffs?
No, you're probably right.
But if he says, I actually don't think they are technically limited, are they?
I'm pretty sure they are.
They have their 9th win.
I hope they lose. I got a big bet with them.
The Jags, fuck you. The Jags.
Yeah, 5-9. Yep.
Yeah, the Jags, the Texans, and the Colts are all tied for that division.
That's crazy.
All tied at 8-6. So, or is it 8-6? Something like that.
Yeah, 8-6.
Yeah. So, yeah, that division's crazy, and the Titans are the only ones eliminated.
And people thought that was going to be a trash can division too. That the Jags could just run away. I don't know. I feel like facing any three of those teams. Well, I get the Texans.
An elite team in that division.
Oh no, definitely not elite. But I feel like facing any of those three
healthy
teams,
Texans, yes, but
they're not
elite. Yeah, they're not elite.
They're
Either
not
way,
hanging with the Ravens. They're not hanging with. I don't even think they'd hang with the Bills. They're not hanging with the Niners. They're not hanging with the Eagles.
I don't know.
They're not hanging with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think they would hang with the Eagles, low key, bro.
Jared's gaining Eagles hate. And the further we get into the season, Jared is gaining Eagles hate.
No,
bro.
it's just their defense, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can pass on the Eagles, bro, and that's exactly what the Texans are good at.
Sucks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the Texans are the best at.
But the Texans don't have their 2 wide receivers anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they were healthy, they'd be able to hang.
That's true.
So,
that's true. Because they goes him.
But, yeah, they're not healthy, so I think they're kind of cooked
anyway,
this year.
yeah, I feel like this game, the Seahawks-Titans game, is not going to be very exciting, like, actual, like, football-wise, but definitely...
Fuck that game.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. Oh, God, please, don't show me Malik Willis.
If you're showing me Malik Willis and Drew Lock on a, 4:30 game?
No, it's a 1.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank God. That game ain't never making it to red zone.
That's going to be bad. It's going to be like the damn Giants-Saints game that we saw like a minute of the second half, bro.
Tommy DeVito's injury, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it. After that, no more coverage. But yeah, that's all we got to say about this one. Right?
I'm cooked.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just realized I didn't ask. I just said it.
That's good.
But yeah, on to the Colts and the Falcons. And this one is also easy. If JT is healthy, you need to start that motherfucker all day long, baby. Because he was looking amazing before he broke his thumb.
Yeah.
And, it's been 3 or 4 weeks now. It's a thumb. Like, he's fine, It's not like his legs are fucked up or anything. That is to be determined. Yeah, that is to be determined. So, he is either going to be practicing fully tomorrow and Wednesday, or he's not going to play this week, most likely. So, if that's the case, then obviously ignore this. You don't want somebody who's going to get you 0 points.
Start him, please, God.
Yeah, but we're gonna be monitoring his status throughout the week, and I think that if he is good to go, it's an easy start. It's not even a question for me. It's not even a question.
It's not like a nagging injury. Like, it's not like his hamstring or anything. Like, exactly. It's just his thumb.
And Zach Moss injury, not like Zach Moss was taking a ton of work away from him anyway.
But still.
But I know if it's between JT and Trey Sermon, Shane Steichen has shown that he's smart enough to split it like 70-30 at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck all the Falcons players. I don't want anything to do with any of them. Taylor Heineke is the starting QB, which maybe makes it more consistent, but I don't really think that. Drake London is as wishy-washy as they come. Kyle Pitts is he's still a good player, but he is way overrated for where he's at right now, in my opinion. And
I think I don't think he's way overrated anymore. I think he's
probably coming back down to the proper rating, but I still have people trying to tell me he's a top 16 tight end fantasy-wise, and I think that's tough. He's 16? Right on the fringes of that. I feel like he's not in the upper half at this point, just because of the inconsistency. And maybe with a good coach who can actually use his players that they spent top 10 picks on, maybe he'll get back into that realm. But as it stands right now, yeah, literally, it's just like what we were talking about earlier with the Bills. It's maybe you should hand it to the running back that's averaging 5 yards a carry. Maybe you should pass it to your, what was he, the 4th overall pick?
Who?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, yeah, he's 4th overall.
What, bro?
Drake London was, 8 or 9?
5, I think.
He's 5?
I'm pretty sure.
Bijan was 7.
I know Bijan was 7.
Yeah, Bijan was 7, yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a sicko, bro.
Yeah.
We
literally have 1,000 yards combined?
I mean, they have to.
Yeah,
they have to.
Sure.
But, it's probably not much. It's definitely not 2,000.
I mean, Drake London had a 200-yard game 2 weeks ago, so they definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying sit all Falcons?
Yeah, I'm not.
Are you
with
me on the
Falcons
Aaron
players.
Jones over Bijan play?
I don't know if y'all saw me on my phone, but I was checking to see if Aaron Jones was a free agent in my redraft league because I was about to pick him up. Real shit.
There's no way he was.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
But we only have 1 hour spot, so there's a chance if somebody was I don't want this clown and then didn't make the playoffs. There's a chance. But yeah, it sounds like we're riding with Bijan, so Arthur Smith, wake the fuck up. But that's pretty much all I have to say about fantasy wise. In general, with this matchup, I feel like it's probably going to be a tough watch.
Game.
Yeah, it's going to be rough, man. Other than watching JT absolutely abuse the Falcons, it's probably going to be pretty rough.
No. Arthur Smith needs to be locked up in prison for crimes against humanity.
It has to be worse.
Prison, bro.
For what he's done to that team, that city, the consumer of NFL football, fuck him.
Nah, it's insane, bro, because I guarantee if they get a new coach, whoever it is, unless it's a literal total shitter, is going to be in conversation for Coach of the Year next year.
I actually think it's worse than what Zach said. I don't think he even deserves to be locked up. I don't think the people of Atlanta should be paying their taxpayer dollars to feed him. I genuinely think, and I don't want this on the RICO charge, but I want Young Thug and all his fucking thugs that he has to literally just shoot him in broad daylight, bro. I'm dead serious.
This guy, Jared is dropping bangers today.
This guy does not deserve to breathe the same air as me. I'm dead serious, bro. It is
You post this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. So yeah, bro. I'm fucking serious. So.
All right.
We'll move on.
We gotta, JT to the moon.
Yeah,
now it's time for the battle of
That's
Florida.
the Florida in me. That's the Florida boy in me. So now we're talking about Florida, bitch. Jags at Bucks. What's up? And I got a real thug as my player of the week, and that's Baker fucking Mayfield, bitch. That's right. That's right. Okay, but
get your weight up, little boy.
This game is actually not going to be as good as people think because Trevor Lawrence had a concussion late in that game last week.
Yeah,
so
Roquan Smith fucked him up.
Yeah,
and then
he
played
did.
for another quarter.
Yeah, it's unreal. So I personally don't think he's going to play. If he does play, then that makes this game obviously better. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he's going to play. But Baker last week absolutely shit on what I said about him. I said, he's not a 300-yard and 3-touchdown quarterback. And then he almost threw for 400 and 4 touchdowns.
380 and 4.
Baker's looked good this year, man. I can't even hold him.
No, he has looked really good, and I think that the Browns were just holding him back for sure. I mean, he looked good on the Rams too, but he looked like
shit that he did that one game was miraculous.
Oh my god! But he did look bad on the Panthers too. But that's just the Panthers being a trash organization, like everything I just said about them.
Their line sucks. Their wide receivers suck. Like
he franchise was so bad on that team. I damn near forgot that he was on that.
Exactly. People do forget, bro. I forgot until I literally was looking up stats. I was like, wait, what the fuck? He was in a QB battle with Sam Darnold, and but no, he's looked absolutely insane on the Bucs. Like I saw a stat today where his first 14 games of the season were like almost identical to Tom Brady's first 14 games last season. Like insane stats, bro. And but Baker, I mean, he threw for his second most yards in his career last week, and the most was his rookie season. So, and what year did he get drafted? Like 2016, 17?
2016 or 17,
Yeah, so, I mean, he threw for the most yards since then last week against the Packers, who actually have a pretty good pass defense. Yeah, so, imagine him throwing against the Jags, who have a very shit pass defense.
Yep.
So, I think that he's going to ball out.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that Tampa Bay is actually better away than they are home, which I found pretty interesting. And they're home this week, so we're going to see how that plays out. But Jacksonville, like I said, they allow the third most points to quarterbacks. So I think Baker is a smash start this week. I would say probably a top 10 QB this week.
Okay.
That would be my prediction.
I like that. And I doubt he's available at this point, but if you can get him, definitely want to pick him up in a redraft league because I agree. I think that this matchup is juicy on top of him.
But I'm starting
football.
I'm starting him over guys like Kyler Murray. Probably not Justin Fields because I could see him kind of going crazy on the Cardinals. Shout out Zach. Maybe Baker over Tua just because Tua has kind of a rough matchup. We'll see though. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Baker over Tua. I don't really know who. I mean, I guess it just comes down to if Tyreek plays. If Tyreek doesn't play, I'd probably start Baker over him. If Tyreek does play, I mean, you gotta start Tua. But speaking of that
player.
Oh.
A lot of guys that you can pick in this game.
A lot of guys.
A lot of great football players. A lot of great fantasy players in this game. A big game for both teams. Both teams need to make a statement. The Dolphins coming off a 30-0 win against the Jets was pretty impressive. The Cowboys got absolutely thrashed on Sunday. Looked piss fucking poor. My start of the week is Tua Tagovailoa.
Ooh. Okay.
I believe
that
Tua is going to welcome Tyreek Hill back to the field this week. I think Tyreek's going to play.
That would be huge.
Tyreek didn't really play at all last week. Did he miss the game or did he play a couple
He was out, yep.
So Tyreek was out and Jalen Waddle went ham against a really good, as we talked about earlier, really good secondary in New York. They have some dogs. And this week, I think the Cowboys' defense is going to get... I'm not going to say exposed because I do think the Cowboys' defense is good.
Yeah.
But I think the Dolphins' offense is great. I'm a huge Mike McDaniels guy. You guys know I've always been a Tua guy, even though I've kind of wavered on him at times. I still think that Tua is good, and I think more so the success of Miami has been predicated off of Mike McDaniels' offense and team building.
Mm-hmm.
The team created around Tua has put Tua in MVP conversations, top-tier QB conversations. I don't think that he is that, but I think he's going to have a big game on Sunday. I think the Dolphins are going to win, and I think Tua's going to have around 320, 350 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think they're going to go crazy.
I like that statement game for real.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
The winner of this game is going to really build a lot of momentum for the playoffs. The playoffs are in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
It's crazy.
So that is crazy.
That's absolutely wild.
I need to start winning games, not like I'm not throwing a shot at Omar. This just came to my head last night when he said, no, I'm really not taking a shot. But when he said about the Eagles, I remember how we were playing a month ago. Some teams played really well in the beginning of this season. Baltimore Ravens are a perfect example. Since Lamar Jackson has been in the NFL, the Ravens are generally the 1 seed in the AFC until around the beginning of December, and then Lamar gets hurt.
Himself.
We're always 8-3, 9-3. Lamar gets hurt. He misses games. So I don't care what you did a month ago. I don't care what you did in October. I care what you're doing right now in December and January. So this is a big game. Yep. And I think Tua's gonna make a statement right here, and the Dolphins are gonna roll.
Interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's a hot take.
Yeah, because I'm thinking when I'm looking at this matchup, after what James Cook just did, Raheem Mostert is probably somebody you want to target. But at this point, if you're not starting Raheem, it's a little problem. Yeah, and A-Chain as well. But yeah, anybody on the Cowboys side of things you're liking? Like maybe the Cowboys starting running back?
CD versus Jalen Ramsey.
I love CD, but I think he's a sit this week.
He got locked up by Christian Benford, baby.
I think he's gonna
locked up.
I think he's gonna struggle against not only Jalen, but they've got X too. Like they've got some dogs on defense.
Yeah.
And the Cowboy, like Dak Prescott, got exposed last week. Like Dak Prescott has had a good season.
Yep.
But again, people have elevated and overhyped him like they do every year with him. And I'm not trying to take shots at him because he has had a good season.
He has looked really good.
I'm not going to take that away from him.
Especially the last couple weeks before Buffalo.
Yeah.
When the Cowboys play good teams, they don't show up. They've got thraxed by the Bills. They've got thraxed by the 49ers.
Yep.
They lost to the Eagles. So, like, when they play good team, and the Dolphins are the same way.
They beat the Eagles, too. They beat the
Eagles, so that game canceled out.
They beat the shit out of them.
Well, and exactly. The Dolphins are the same way, so it's the battle of two teams who can't.
That's why this is a huge game, because these two teams are really similar. They're in the same spot in the standings, pretty much. They're in the same, like, tier of teams in their respective conference. So this is a huge game. This is going to be one of the games of the week.
Yeah,
this is
probably the game of the week.
Besides, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I think, well, it is, I'm pretty sure, literally, like, America's game of the week.
Yeah, probably.
But, one thing, too, that I brought up last week is that the Cowboys are half the team they are on the road, which I got from Lil Wayne, actually, on Undisputed. Yes.
Shout out Weezy.
Shout out Weezy. Weezy F, baby, and the F is for fuck the Cowboys. But seriously, though, like, he said that, and I looked it up, and it's true, the Cowboys average 40 points per game at home, but only 20 points per game away. And that is and that doesn't include the Buffalo game, which, how much did they score?
10.
Yeah.
So it's even lower, because they were in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this is going to be in Miami. So I think that Miami's going to absolutely beat the brakes off of them. And, obviously we could be wrong, but I'm saying the Dolphins win. You said the Dolphins won, right?
Mm-hmm. Cowboys are winning 100%.
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I did it like that.
I need the Dolphins to lose one of the next 2 games, and that's nothing personal.
I'm not going to lie, though. I really need Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb to go crazy, though.
Yeah.
So if y'all could both put up 20, 25 points each, that's love.
We will see. All right. On to the next one. And, yeah, like I said, big Tony Pollard game coming up.
I could see it.
I hope so.
I could see it.
But literally the only time the Cowboys were successful moving the ball last week was with Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
so
he's good.
We'll see. We'll see. He's definitely seems to be getting back into the form he was last season before he broke his leg.
Are we doing like a second episode about more DK focus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just pure DK stuff.
I have a question about Tony Pollard, but I'll wait till then.
Right.
Wait till then.
Well, I'm ready. All right, so on to the last 425 game, and this one's probably going to be a shitter. We got Cards versus the Bears.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. Justin Fields coming out party.
Yeah, I hope not.
40 points.
I really hope not, because the
Cardinals
$5. Cardinals suck.
That he drops 40?
I mean, you got it. You got it. All right.
You must have thought.
I was like, no.
Yeah,
way.
Let me see. Do I pick up the free $5 bill? Like, probably. But no, I could absolutely see that. Cardinal secondary is super suspect, and I was thinking about leaning towards somebody on the Bears for that. But my start of the week is actually the Cardinals, and it's somebody who I haven't talked about often, and I don't think we've spoken about often on here as well. Tight end Trey McBride.
I knew it. I was like, who else is he picking up?
So this guy, let's see, because there was one week where he didn't get it. So from week 8 to now, he has 2 weeks with under 9 targets.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's nuts, bro.
That's
We're in week 16.
Right. And so, so like for the last half of the season, except for a bye week, obviously, we got 6, 14, 5, which are the 2, and then 9, 9, 9 by week 11 targets for Trey McBride. So he's being fed, dude. Yeah. Absolutely fed. And with that, has done some good production. Week 10, we got 17 points, 6, 9, which is fine for a tight end, 18, 14.2 last week. I think the Bears...
And this isn't tight end premium numbers. Too.
No, this is regular DK, not tight end premium numbers. So, I mean, he's been a top 10 tight end from week 8 to now. Top 5 tight end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks out of 8. So it's
Yeah,
time.
he's been hooping.
It's time.
Yeah.
And hopefully you've picked him up already. It's probably a little too late. But if you're juggling between two tight ends, it's trade time because I can't see the numbers here, but the Bears are a favorable matchup against tight ends, and just in general, Tremaine Edmonds has never been an excellent tight end kind of like cover guy, if that makes sense. He's better like kind
he's
of
not gonna pass so
yeah,
much.
he's sitting in the middle of the field, kind of playing zone rather than being like on top of that person. So I think that
This is gonna be a fun game.
it actually could be very, I feel like it could be high scoring, or it's going to be one of those
Kyler
games
Fields
where
is
it's like
gonna be
17,
It's
like
sneaky
13 or something, so. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Cardinals secondary is still pretty rough, and so is the Bears. They've improved a little bit in the last couple weeks, but they're still 26th in passing yards allowed per game, the Bears are.
That's pretty bad.
So I'm thinking anyone passing yardage-wise for the Cardinals, you probably want to get in your lineup.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is that I don't know if Hollywood Brown is playing.
Yeah.
I know he didn't play last week, and then he got injured in the Steelers game.
Yeah.
So that's a big reason why Trey McBride's been successful too. Just because who the hell else are they throwing to
Right.
besides
That's literally
Greg Dortch and Rondell Moore
yeah.
and James Conner out the backfield? So, yeah, I mean, if Marquise Brown misses again, I mean, you have to start. I mean, are you starting Trey McBride or are you starting David Njoku?
Oh, it's Njoku to the moon.
Really?
There's no questions.
All right.
Zero questions in my
I
mind.
would start
Because,
McBride.
I mean,
You're starting McBride over him? That's a
So, like,
spicy one.
If Hollywood missed,
The-
yeah.
Oh, yeah, if Hollywood misses,
that is
yeah.
fair. That is fair. But gosh, Njoku's just been so explosive. It's hard to not ride somebody who is literally playing
Well,
like.
same with McBride.
Well, but like and when you look between the two, Njoku's at an even higher level than McBride. It just has been for a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, for the
You trust
for
Joe
2
And-
weeks.
and to
Justin
Kyler Murray.
Fields. Oh, yeah, Kyler Murray, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Joey,
Yeah.
Joey Flagstar,
I will.
baby. I trust him more to feed Njoku. Because, I mean, bro, like I said, I think we already talked about this, but, like, these numbers are just insane, bro.
He has always, kind of fed tight ends, Dennis Pitta.
That's a fact, yep.
Bro,
Yeah,
Joe
Zach's
Flacco
boy,
is
bro.
the GOAT.
Dennis Pitta.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, so since Flacco started playing, he's got at least 6 targets, and he has scored 24 points the last 2 weeks. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
That's impossible. He
Well-
had 14 targets last week.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That
Like,
will not
bruh.
be repeated.
Dog, Njoku hasn't had less than 6 targets since week 7.
Yeah.
9, 8, 6, 9, 15, 9, 6, 8, 14.
I mean,
It's Njoku time, baby.
I was trying to tell you to start him last week over
Yeah,
Terry McLaurin.
You were? Well, that ended up working out for me, thankfully, because I think
At
Terry
the end of the
Terry
game.
ended up scoring like 1.5 more points. But, nah, I definitely should have put him in there for sure. But, hey, I'm a believer now. And Njoku's been my guy. I traded for him last year, and he's made some couple spot starts for me because Laporta started eating. But we're getting both of them in there, and it's going to be just fine.
All right.
Yeah, and that's it for that one. It should be an okay 425 game. I'm not super excited about it.
We're
Now,
moving
this
on
fucking
to
game sucks.
The Christmas Eve night game where everyone can go to sleep early and just leave out your cookies for Santa
Yep.
and just not even worry about it. And wake up early on Christmas. Spend time with your family because, at 1 o'clock, we got a game on
Yep.
Christmas.
Then
so,
quit talking to him.
Yeah, then quit talking to him at 1 o'clock. Yeah. So, yeah, go to sleep early on Christmas Eve. There's nothing going
What
on.
the fuck was the NFL doing making
Yeah.
that the...
That's what I'm saying. Is they're just telling people just go to bed early. We got Patriots at Broncos. So Bailey Zappi versus Russell Wilson, which obviously I didn't pick anyone on the Patriots. Which if I did, it was going to be Zeke, just because I think he's actually going to run all over the Broncos,
Henry,
possibly.
maybe.
But I actually just think that this is going to be such a shit game where it might end up just being like a 14-10, and that's why I think that my guy of the week is Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
Because,
That would be mine as well.
bro, this
Love
guy
it.
has a touchdown in 10 out of 14 games this season. Like, what? Like, what?
That's unbelievable.
Like
He's
dude.
that-
had a great year.
Yeah.
Bro, that is the,
He's
literal
back.
definition of consistency. So, and I feel like, honestly, Russ is just going to put on some Jesus show because he loves, he's very religious, and it's Christmas Eve, so I feel like even if it's not 14-10, it's just going to be more for the Broncos. I don't think the Patriots can win this game, physically, even if they try their absolute hardest. And the Broncos
Probably
played with
pretty
their
tough.
hands.
Well, I mean, I would hope that they
tied
tried
by-
their hardest.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are. So, and I think Ramondre is still out too. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Ramondre's still going to be out. So their best offensive weapon is not there.
He's
So-
a bum.
He's a bum. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a bum. Zeke is better. But I also wanted to mention, though, that the Patriots signed somebody today. I don't know if either of y'all saw. It was a very sneaky signing. They signed...
They brought back Brady for real?
No. Better. They signed the preseason MVP. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. Used to be on the Jags. Nathan Rourke, baby. Do you guys remember the play? You guys don't remember the play?
But I don't remember the play.
Well, I'm going to edit it into the video. So
right.
Watch this part of the video. The craziest moment of the preseason, possibly even the entire season. That's a little bit of a stretch, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
The play.
Who gives a fuck, bro?
Bro, he's gonna play. He's gonna get some time. Listen, don't sleep on Nathan Rourke. That's my guy. Okay, I'm picking him up in Dynasty leagues this week.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to just no, yeah, fuck this game seriously. Like I said, bro, like literally go to bed early.
Hopefully you don't have any players except for Cortland Sutton or like Javonte, and then maybe he can get a touchdown call back.
Nah, I'm not even starting Javonte, bro. Like. Seriously, it's literally just Cortland Sutton, maybe Russell Wilson if you're in a pickle, but I probably still wouldn't.
Start him.
Absolutely not. You're gonna pay me to start Russell Wilson this week.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know if y'all want to talk on this game.
Nope.
I have nothing else to say.
Got nothing to say. Cortland Sutton is the only player I would consider. Russ, I agree with you. He's gonna come out dressed like Jesus. On to the
actually, I have one more player that I would actually kind of want to highlight. That's Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I thought if you were gonna say a Patriots player, that's probably the only one.
That would be the one.
A lot of tight ends today.
Yeah, I mean, he's not my player of the week, but he has scored. I mean, at least the past 2 weeks, that's for sure. Because I saw him drop 2 touchdowns on the Steelers' head at the 50-yard line, so that was wonderful. And it was his birthday, so and he scored this week too. So
I saw it.
I could see him scoring again on the Broncos, but that's not my player of the week.
That's
it's
rough
Cortland
for you.
Sutton.
Okay.
So moving on. Zach, take it away.
So for this game, I've got another spicy one. It's not really spice. It's another chalk guy. I'm going with Davante Adams. But the reasoning might be a little different than what you would think. I think Davante Adams is trying out for the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend.
Oh, my
that's
goodness. Yeah, that's Spice Lord.
I think that Davante Adams will not be in Las Vegas next year because they are in shambles and they will have no quarterback.
Yep.
So Davante
and they paid him
Adams
like $30 million a year, right?
Is getting paid a bag. The Chiefs have arguably the worst receiver room in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes is crying every single week for help, quite literally. And Davante Adams is a dog, and he's in the twilight of his career. He's around 30, 31 years old. He needs to get a ring, bro. I don't want to see him do what DeAndre Hopkins did. I don't want to see him just go play for some random team and lose the rest of his career. Because you look at Hop, and he's had some great games this year. He's still got some juice in the tank. So I think Davante is going to have a nice game this week and be like, yo, Mahomes.
Come get me.
Please, God. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs are going to lose this game.
In Arrowhead.
Yes.
You think?
Yes, because Davante Adams is going to snap.
I could see it.
Holy shit.
I could definitely see it. The Chiefs have looked mortal. I mean, I wouldn't say they almost lost against the Patriots, but they definitely looked worse than I thought they would. And the Raiders have looked a lot better than I thought they would in a lot of these games.
My lock of the week, Max Crosby over a half sack.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very confident. I would bet my car on that.
100%. And if you really want to get frisky, do the latter. 1.5 sacks.
Oh,
he's gonna get 2.
Sheesh. Okay, that's bold.
That
payout's got to be thick, though.
Yeah.
The Chiefs tackles suck.
Oh, yeah.
Except for... Oh, wait, no. Sorry.
Creed Humphrey's a center, if that's who you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm bugging out. I think even the other one is a guard, too.
Yeah.
They have good interior players, for sure. Joe Thuney is
Joe Thuney, that's what it is. Yep.
But their tackles are trash.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Taylor is horrible.
It won't be a problem if he just jumps off sides, bro.
Excuse
me, false starts. Just if you get a second head start,
you can't snap the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right.
I have nothing else to say about this game.
Yeah, as far as fantasy stuff goes, I don't have anybody I'm particularly excited about this. I do want to. I will forever be mad at you, CEH, because, like I said, you lost me that Benji, but you looked like a legit player last week, so I'm going to give you your flowers because you made a nice catch and 2 nice runs. So, I'm sure you don't give a. I'm sure you'll never see this, bro, but. You stole me $100. Anyways, on to the 430s of Christmas. This is a shit tier game to put in the middle of the holiday. We got Giants versus Eagles. This is going to be perfect because it's right when you're going to be leaving your family's house and heading back to yours with your full belly and your extra Christmas cookies, and you can go chill and watch the real game that's coming up that night. But yeah, I think it is the end of an era. And that era is the Tommy Cutlets era, and I think because of that, the Eagles.
Born in 2023.
Yeah, exactly.
2023.
Dead within 4 weeks. But yeah, I think you got to start the Eagles defense. The Saints end up with 6 sacks last week, if I remember correctly.
On Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, right. Let me see. I know it was like absurd. But yeah, Tommy DeVito has shown that he doesn't really turn the ball over a lot. But he's definitely going to get sacked a lot, and the Giants' O-line is not helping with that. The Eagles' secondary is super suspect, but their D-line is still fantastic. So
and the Giants don't have the receivers to take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's also a fact.
It's literally just Saquon, and the Eagles are good against the run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a matchup in hell for them.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't start anybody on the Giants ever.
If I were to start a Giant this week, it would actually be Darren Waller.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was on this beat from the second week, bro. Eagles have trouble guarding tight ends.
And Darren Waller, you could split him out wide and get their linebackers out in space and their safeties out in space. He's a freak matchup for them.
Based off of what we've said, I think there's better tight ends to have your options. But 100%. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be.
If I had to pick a Giant to start,
I agree. And I wouldn't be so low on Waller that I wouldn't start him if I had him as my best tight end available. Yep.
I don't have him in any leagues, so
yeah, me neither.
I completely avoid him.
I'm not high on him because he is big on injuries, and I am not. So
not a fan of injured players.
Not at all. Not at all.
Agree.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this shitbag game. I think it's going to be over by the second quarter.
Yeah, no, you did make a good point, though, is that, this is the time where you really don't have to watch football. And you could literally just spend time with your family, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not that deep. You don't have to watch every single game.
Yeah.
Like, just spend time with your family on Christmas.
And
then at night, be like, all right, I spent time with you all day. Yep. Now we're going to move on and talk about the Ravens at the 49ers. I'm done hanging out with my family. Goodbye. Go back home. Airport's waiting.
Flight leaves at 8:30, Mom.
No, flight leaves at 7 so I can get back and home in time to watch this game. So,
God dang.
So yeah, we did something that we haven't done yet. No player of the week for this game because you're starting Brock Purdy, you're starting CMC, you're starting George Kittle, you're starting Debo, you're starting Ayuk, you're starting Lamar Jackson, you're starting Gus Edwards probably. I mean,
you better start
without Keaton Mitchell. You're starting Gus Edwards. You're starting Zay Flowers. You're starting Isaiah Likely. Like you're starting everyone in this matchup. Nobody's gonna be a sit. It's gonna
except
be
for OBJ.
Yeah. I mean, that's something
that's up for debate though.
Not if he was on my team.
That's something that you definitely have to.
Kyle, drop him, bro. Let him make the same mistake.
200 IQ play, buddy.
200 IQ. No, but the thing I wanted to say is that this is like Zach said, possible Super Bowl matchup. For me, I'm biased. I'm not going to say the Ravens are going to make the Super Bowl, but consensus.
He admits it, bro.
Yeah, I will admit, bro, it's definitely biased. Like, if I'm being completely unbiased, they're obviously the favorite in the AFC right now. The Chiefs do not look like the Chiefs that we've seen these past couple years. The Bengals lost Joe Burrow. I mean, the only one that's really even has the momentum right now is the Bills.
The second best team in the AFC are the Bills.
And they're not even in the playoff picture.
Yep.
So, like, I mean,
and they might not
you can argue the Dolphins, though. The Dolphins are, like, the one team that you can definitely argue have a shot. And that's why, with my biased ass, I think they're going to make the Super Bowl. So, but no, the consensus, I'm going to be honest, it's the Ravens, it's the Niners. I mean, we've seen the Niners play the Cowboys and the Eagles, absolutely spanked both of them. So, I mean, who else in the NFC even has a chance against
the best teams that the Ravens have played this year with the best records, the Jags, the Lions, the Seahawks at the time had one of the best records. We fucking mollywopped all of them.
Yep. So this is going to be a huge game for y'all because, I mean, it's the best team in the NFC versus, some would say, the best team in the AFC. So they're the only two 11-3 teams. Like,
that's
11-3 teams, bro, going up on Christmas fucking night.
Yeah, that's fire. Like, Monday Night Football, too. I bet that's the first time 11-3 teams have faced each other Monday Night Football. Or first time in a long time, at least.
It might be. I mean, we'll probably see that stat on there.
Yeah, I'm sure
they'll always
cry about it.
The NFL cooked with this one.
No, the script writers went crazy here.
The AI schedule makers.
Not only they're the only two 11-3 teams. they're the top 2 leaders in the MVP race with Brock Purdy and Lamar Jackson. And then they have the top 2 scoring defenses. I don't know who's 1 and who's 2, but I did see that.
That's actually crazy.
So, yeah. So, I mean, we could see a potential defensive struggle, which would still be fun, to be honest, because, I mean, both these defenses are fun as fuck. Like, Zach, I'll let you touch on the Ravens, but, I mean, Nick Bosa, who has had kind of a down year, but he's still elite, bro.
He's a little injured right now, it looks like.
And, I mean...
Nick Bosa's hyped up right now. He's hearing about that all-black, all-white Pro Bowl, and he's hyped right now.
That's what this is. This is the all-white, all-black
game. The Rashad Mendenhall game.
It literally is. You're right.
No, that's what it is. But no, go ahead and touch on the Ravens defense, bro.
Man, the Ravens defense is special, man. I tried to tell you guys at the beginning of the year. I really did.
No, I mean, they're
really
elite, bro.
They're the best defense in the NFL. The only other team that I would make an argument that isn't them would be the Niners. And the Ravens are doing all this with no elite pass rushers. Justin Matabuke has played himself into elite. He has a sack in 11 straight games.
Yep.
Holy shit, is that true?
Yeah, bro, they should have. I think it might be half sack, but still.
He has 12 and a half sacks on the year. He's turned into a Pro Bowler up front.
Yeah.
All-Pro, honestly, at that point.
Yeah, he's going to probably be an All-Pro this year. Jadeveon Clowney's had a good year. He might sneak into the Pro Bowl. We've got the best middle linebacker tandem in the NFL since, in my opinion, probably Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we
have
the best
Smith
defense
is nice,
in the league.
bro.
You're not even.
You guys.
Come on, keep going.
I haven't even touched on the secondary.
There you go.
What's the most outstanding thing about the secondary is that we still are so elite with Marlon Humphrey playing, which is outstanding because he sucks now. I want him so far off of the team, it's not even funny. And,
oh my goodness.
Our secondary is so good at safety, but at corners, they are trash. We have no good corners outside of Brandon Stevens. They're all terrible. Roby's had a decent season. I don't even know if he's playing right now. He's been so bad. I can't tell if he's either hurt or just not getting play time. They're so bad, but the safeties have been great. We've got 3 ballers. We've got Geno Smith.
Geno Stone.
Geno Smith.
Hey, he knows he's going to get a Geno bomb dropped on him soon, bro. It's in his head. It's in his head.
Geno Stone, Marcus Williams, and then the best safety in the NFL, Kyle Hamilton. One of my biggest hits that I told you guys about when he got drafted with us. We
it was insane. Y'all got him when you did too.
It was just because
people were thinking he might be a top 10
I don't wanna slob the meat of the Ravens so much, but it really was a Ravens pick. That's what the Ravens do in the draft. They let the value fall to them. They don't reach. They just take best player available, and he was the best player available.
For sure,
and
he's
been a dog.
Yeah,
he's another All-Pro. We're probably gonna have 3 All-Pros minimum on defense. So the Niners also are gonna have some All-Pros on defense. They've got some dogs out there. It might be one of those low-scoring games, but the last time the Ravens and the Niners played was the year Lamar won the MVP, and it was like 17-14 in like a hurricane game.
Yeah,
but it was still an entertaining game.
Yeah,
so
that's what I could see this being, like a 24-17 match or something like that.
And there's enough stars and talent and great coaches on both sides for this to be a super good game. I'm very excited for it. I think it really is a Super Bowl preview.
Me too.
Even if we lose, as long as we lose by like 3 points, 7 points, 1 possession, and things just don't go our way, but we were in the game, I could take it.
You'll be happy with that.
We're going to see them again in February.
Maybe.
We are.
All right. Put the car on the Ravens Super Bowl.
He already did, bro. You don't know that bet we have?
Nah.
He bet me, so if...
I bet multiple people this.
Yeah, you did. If the Ravens win the Super Bowl, I owe him a real jersey.
Okay.
If they don't win the Super Bowl, they can make it to the Super Bowl and lose, and I win. Then I get a DHK jersey. So it's not betting the car,
bro. This guy's about to order 100 jerseys and get them for fucking $7 a piece.
I'm up on jerseys right now.
I'm actually pretty sure he did that before week 1 too.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's impressive. It's impressive if it happens.
Standing on business.
I will gladly give him that jersey too. I mean, props
you have
to him
to.
if that
Calling
shit hits.
my shot.
Just getting literally everybody on the team. Just like 22
I've got
authentic NFL jerseys, bro.
I've probably got
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be
10 Ravens jerseys at this point, so I need more.
I need more.
You'll get that Kyle Hamilton jersey from me.
You got one.
Yeah.
Do you actually?
Shit.
That's fire.
Yeah, that is fire.
Geno Stone then.
But yeah, Purdy's good for 3 touchdowns for sure. CMC's not scoring a single one. And I'm expecting Lamar. And I'm expecting Lamar to have over 100 rushing this game.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because he had 97 against the Jaguars, and I think that he's understanding now that his wide receivers are good but not great still, and he's going to be putting his legs to work.
So,
12 rushing attempts last week.
It's really, I like that you brought that up because this is something that I wanted to talk on in the group chat, but I'll bring it up here. Lamar Jackson actually has changed his game.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why I think he's having such a successful season. This is the best season that he's ever had as a passer. He threw for way more touchdowns his MVP year, but Lamar Jackson has basically turned his running game of running all this way up the field. Right. Now he's doing that behind the line of scrimmage, buying time, evading passers. It really is. I'm not saying he is Patrick Mahomes because he's clearly not, but it's very Patrick Mahomes-esque in the way that he buys time, gets people open, runs and gets people out of plays so the defenders come down and he hits them over the top. And then even when he runs the ball for gains now, he's not running as hard as he used to. He's not running to score. He's not running to get yards. He's running to not get hits. He's running to... He will literally start to run backwards and sideways to avoid getting hit and try to find a hole. And then he'll get down. So... I hope he runs for 100 yards, but I also don't hope that he runs for 100 yards because I hope that the offense doesn't need that. When he has to run for 100 yards, that tells me that the offense isn't where we need to be because we're a passing offense now. We're still going to run the ball. We're still a run-first team, but the scheme, the way that the offense is now with Tom Monken is not how it's been since Lamar's been there, and he's a thrower now. He's put all that time, energy, and effort into building his game away from running because he's not going to run for 1,000 yards every season.
Right.
I think he's pretty close to it now.
He's close. He's around 700 something yards.
I think he has 900 something.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't? I'm tripping?
Okay. But he's around that 750. He may get to 1,000. I don't want him to get to 1,000. I'd rather him get the MVP, the 1 seed, and a Super Bowl before 1,000 yards. So
that is a good point you brought up, those, because that's something I noticed last week. How much does he have?
Bruh, it's this fucking tree profile.
Oh, yeah.
Season, my boy.
But that is something I noticed last week against Jacksonville is that he was actually like using his legs a lot in the pocket and buying more time to be able to throw, like you were saying.
And sorry, go ahead.
Finish like you were saying, like it's not like he's like making insane throws like Patrick Mahomes was, but like you said, like the ability to buy more time behind the line of scrimmage is so huge, especially in the pass game, so your receivers can get open and like actually like run their routes. Like that Odell route, I think it was it last week or 2 weeks ago? No, 2 weeks ago. Dude, that was the coldest route I've ever seen Odell run. Possibly
against
ever.
The Rams,
Even including his like younger years, that route was insane. Like his touchdown.
Odell, I'm not even going to speak on Odell.
That shit was insane.
Right now. But I thought you were talking about the play where he changed his arm angle, fit it into a tight window, threw him low so he didn't get hit for the first down to Odell.
Yeah.
That was also a great play.
That was a nice one.
It's Patrick Mahomes-esque. He can throw at any angle. He can throw over. He
was doing that his MVP season too, though.
Yeah, but it's more refined now. His passing game has gotten so much better. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy for him because he's silenced so many doubters. Throughout his career, it's always been Lamar can't do this. He can't play from behind. Then we start winning games from behind. Lamar can't throw the ball. Then he wins an MVP and leads the league in passing. Lamar can't win in the playoffs. Then he won a playoff game. Lamar can't do this. Lamar can't do that. He's just done it all. So now the last thing he needs is a championship. That's it. You don't need nothing else. He wins a championship, he's going to the Hall of Fame. He's already a Hall of Fame quarterback. But wins a championship, he's going to...
He's close. He's really, really close.
If he wins a ring, he's for sure.
He's the best rushing quarterback ever.
He probably
Michael
needs
Vick
a couple.
And Cam Newton are not fucking with him.
He needs at least.
Michael Vick's not in the Hall of Fame, is he?
No.
I'm saying he's the best Russian quarterback of all time.
Right.
So that automatically puts you in the Hall of Fame.
But I think you need more than.
That's not true.
5 seasons probably. But yeah, I mean, even if he just plays another 5 or 6 with modest production, he's probably in there.
He's damn near. That's a really put your car and your firstborn son on that.
Put your firstborn son on it.
To
the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. And I also have a bet with Omar, and I'll make this bet with anyone else. This is a bet to any DK members. Lamar Jackson will win a Super Bowl in his career. I bet that with Lamar. Actually,
I do remember that.
It's not even that. It's he has to go to a Super Bowl. He doesn't even have to win it.
Okay, so, well that's foolish.
That was dumb. That Omar.
Yeah, Jared wouldn't even do that.
Bet you all that he will.
I won't even bet that, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I won't even bet that.
He's going to win a Super Bowl.
It's a certified hater right here.
I won't bet that.
I mean,
they're knowing.
I'll be the first. I mean, I can't say I'll be the first one to say it, I'm just going to be the only one to say it. But I've always given Lamar hate, and that's literally just to troll you. But, like, bro, Lamar has won me an insane amount of money, bro. Like, I can't hate him after that. He won me 2 rings.
And I can say being in the league and being with y'all as long as I have, we all go back and forth, and we always will about Lamar, but I know in my heart everybody respects Lamar Jackson.
I mean, we do the same thing with Jalen Hurts. Exactly. Like, we say Jalen Hurts
we
sucks.
all understand.
But you and I were the most plugged in on Jalen Hurts when he was coming out the draft.
Hey, man.
So we were always plugged in on Jalen Hurts.
Omar was like, why did you do that?
He wanted wins.
It's Pennsylvania.
Bro, y'all
but yeah, bro, I mean, if Lamar Jackson was literally on any other team, I would love it, bro. I'd probably have his jersey.
Yep.
But since he's on the Ravens, fuck him. I hate him, and he's never going to win a Super Bowl.
Alrighty. But yeah, so also to my point about rushing, since week 9, he has averaged 10 rush attempts every game.
Lamar?
Yep. I think that as the season has been progressing and getting closer to more important games, he's kind of ticked up on that a little bit. And so, yeah, 100's probably a little juicy, but he's definitely going to get a lot of rushing.
Wait, so what is he at?
Total rushing yards? Fuck, I didn't even look.
That was the whole point.
I got excited about the attempts, bro. Just leave me alone.
I mean, shit, if he's had 10 rushing attempts since week 9, bro.
It's at least 600.
He's got about 7.
It's at least 700.
Let's see. Lamar Jackson.
Come on, bud. Just go to history. Go to history.
Chill out, bro. That's
go to
where I'm
history. No, you're not.
Shut up. All right, he has 741 rushing yards, which is about how much he had the last 2 seasons, actually, which is pretty crazy.
Well, that's because he got hurt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He would have ran for 1,000 in both of those years.
Guy just loves pooping his pants.
But
12 games each.
Loves pooping his pants.
I'm excited for this game, man.
This game is going to be nuts.
It's going to be a great
Purdy
game.
is going to absolutely spaz on these trash Ravens corners. But yeah, I think it'll be a really good game.
Will.
No, I and it's funny too because you could say the weakness on the 49ers is probably their corners too. I think Emmanuel Mosley is really good.
Charvarius Ward is insane.
Oh, no, Emmanuel Mosley doesn't even play for him anymore.
He had 2 picks last week.
Yeah,
he had 1.
But
yeah, he's insane.
Who's the other guy?
They have.
Aren't they down to
another
third or fourth stringer on the corner?
I think they still have. What's the other Ward, bro? It's Charvarius Ward, and they have another Ward. I forget his name.
Jimmy Ward, but he went to the Texans. If that's what you're thinking of. He was a safety. Yeah, he's fire. And he's fire on the Texans.
Their secondary is... I would agree. Their secondary is probably their weakest thing.
It's their weakest piece,
That's for sure.
The Tua, I can't
Talanoa Hufanga. Yeah, he's gone. But then the guy who came in to replace him has been balling too. So, no, I think this is definitely spicy. And like we were saying earlier, this is a huge win for the schedule makers because I think this is an amazing matchup to end Week 16.
The end on Christmas night?
Yep. Ending on Christmas, and we will know who the DK champion is on Monday, December 25th by 11:30 p.m.
It's going to be the best or worst.
Somebody is getting some fucking coal.
Or a fucking bullet to the head.
There it is. But one last thing I wanted to touch on with this game is that the Ravens actually clinched the AFC North with a win, but they also need a Browns loss to the Texans.
Oh, okay.
So that's another
Browns
reason.
win the division, I will eat my own shit.
All right,
that's
on video.
That's on the phone, and we're ending on that. So tune in with us next week. We're gonna see what predictions we had right. Hopefully,
Crown a champion.
Yep. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hanukkah already passed. So I'm not wishing Happy Hanukkah, but hopefully all the Jews watching had a Happy Hanukkah.